Hey, this is Greg. Welcome to the channel. Well, it's official. The government announced today that for the second consecutive quarter, the U.S. economy contracted 0.9%. And we are now officially, by classic definitions, in a recession. Okay. In addition to that, I would like to welcome you to a new phase of the economy, which is called stagflation. That is a period where you have extremely high inflation, as we do now, over 9.1%, and you have declining economic growth. It is the worst possible scenario that you could have in the economy because prices are rising at the same time that the economy is contracting. It's just adding insult to injury for the American people. The Fed is extremely behind the curve, as I've been saying on this channel for a very long time. Powell's speech and question and answer period yesterday didn't give me any more confidence that he has a handle on what he needs to do. He's still far too glacial in his response to what's going on with inflation. It seems like he's limiting the Fed to just raising the Fed funds rate. Meanwhile, the longer end of the curve keeps going down. So it's really not doing anything. And the Fed funds rate being in the mid twos when inflation, the official rate of inflation is 9.1%, is woefully inadequate to do what it needs to do to bring down inflation. Also noted yesterday was that they are really not doing anything with respect to reducing the balance sheet, which is what you really need to do to drain liquidity from the system to impact prices, basically. Okay, so now we're in a stagflationary period where we have weak economic growth. The economy appears to be contracting. According to the Fed, employment is still strong, but that's questionable since there's only 62% of people actually involved in looking for jobs who are able to work. So that labor participation number is exceedingly low. And so many of the 11 million jobs that are purportedly going unfilled are due to such a low percentage of people actually participating in the labor market. Okay. The other thing that I found just unbelievable today was the news that Manchin finally, after enormous pressure from his party and from Schumer, he finally caved on this Build Back Better 2.0, which is like the light version of it, where they actually had the unmitigated gall to call it the Inflation Reduction Act of 2022. which is incredible because it's just another tax and spend, modern monetary theory modeled way of trying to tax and spend the American people into prosperity, which is the only thing they know how to do. 369 billion of this is going toward climate change. Okay, and you know what that means? That means doling out money and incentives to their rich contributors in the alternative energy space, the green energy space. There's all kinds of incentives to buy EV cars, tons of money going to develop more windmills and solar energy, just complete boondoggle, corporate welfare programs to the green energy lobby, which funds most of their campaigns. And very little of it is going to trickle down into a benefit to the American people. It's just more government spending, deficit spending, where they're borrowing the money They're doling it out in the economy. There's no way in hell this is going to help inflation. It's going to hurt inflation because it's just more government spending, raising costs, and blowing out prices in the economy. Really disappointing. But Schumer made one mistake. He didn't include cinema in the discussions. So she could have something to say about it, as well as the lunatic left. When it gets over to the House, they're going to have all kinds of complaints because it didn't go far enough. So I think the passage of this lame excuse for a bill probably, I don't know what the percentage is that it'll actually get passed, but it's certainly going to be changed a lot. And every time you change it, another group objects to it. So I think it's far from certain that this bill will actually get passed. So we can hold out hope that that something happens to it, and it in fact does not get passed, because I believe it's just more deficit spending. It's just more modern monetary theory, the last gasp of modern monetary theory implementation before the midterms come around, and a lot of these people responsible for screwing up the country will go on a permanent vacation. All right, so I talked on this channel extensively about the economy, about inflation, about actually I did an entire video on the death of modern monetary theory. And as I just said, this is probably the last gasp of it before the midterm elections, which is a good thing. But stay tuned to this channel. I'm going to be coming out with some direct updates to Google. Just came out with earnings. I'm going to go over that and analyze it. And also tomorrow, Exxon is coming out with quarterly earnings, which I'm going to be all over. And I'll be updating on that, as well as there were some more discoveries in Guyana that Exxon had in the Stabroek area, the undersea discoveries that have just been absolutely remarkable and unbelievable. And I'm going to have another update on that coming to you shortly, so stay tuned. Okay, appreciate you watching. Thank you very much. If you got value out of this, please like and subscribe. And stay tuned, and I'll see you on the next video.